Welcome to the Muse Writers Center. My name is Susan Deutsch, and I am the Community Events Coordinator at the Muse. And this is our live zine-making workshop with the 757 comic and cartoon creators. And it is an interactive event, so feel free to grab a pen and paper, markers, magazines, glue sticks, anything else your heart desires, and follow along. This workshop is the third event in the virtual series Diversity 2020, Dynamic Voices for Change. Over the course of 5 weeks, the Muse is hosting readings, panels, workshops, and more that center and celebrate the voices of writers and artists of color in the Hampton Roads area and beyond. All of these events are free to the public and will be accessible on the Muse website after the live stream has ended. If you would like to sponsor one of these events or the Diversity 2020 series as a whole, or simply donate to the Muse, there is a link in the description box and on the website. So we're going to jump into some zine making soon, but before we get started, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Muse Writers Center. We are based in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and are one of the largest literary centers in the country. We offer creating writing classes of all genres for all levels and ages. Check out the-muse.org for a full list of our online classes and workshops. The Muse also offers tuition assistance for all who need it. We do not turn anyone away. We gave away almost $30,000 in tuition assistance last year alone because we don't want anything getting in the way of someone who wants to write. The Muse also offers hundreds of free literary events each year, teacher readings, book launches, writing clubs, and more. Coming up this month, we have a lot of exciting events, including the next event in the Diversity 2020 series, our Friday the 13th Storytelling Night, hosted by master storyteller Sheila Arnold at 7 p.m. on, guessed it, next Friday, November 13th. Now I'd like to introduce our partners and zine creators extraordinaire from 757 Comic and Cartoon Creators, which is a community of creators in the Southeastern Virginia region. Cory Bland is a library coordinator by day and comic illustrator by night. He's from Isle of Wight County and currently resides in Hampton, Virginia. Cory went to Rhode Island School of Design for sequential illustration and is a co-organizer for 757 Comic and Cartoon Creators. Zeno is an indie comic writer and artist and the creator of Drunk Mom. Zeno has been writing comics since 2017 and selling his art since 2019. He's taken comic classes at Cal State University Northridge and entered the zine scene in 2020 with Drunk Mom number 4.1. He enjoys teaching and drawing techniques, discussing comic history, and encouraging writers and artists of all ages. All right. Grab your favorite zine-ing materials, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to Cory and CL to show us how it's done.
How's it going, Cory? You doing good?
Pretty good. So.
Awesome. So I think it goes without order. We're doing introductions. We should probably introduce zines in general because some people don't know what that is, frankly. So sure. What is a zine?
Definitely. So you want to give what your definition of zine is, and then I'll
sure
give mine. So.
Sure. Yeah. Zines are different for everybody. I think that's the best part about them. I love zines because they're so accessible, right? Like a zine is essentially a tiny comic book or magazine that's inherently kind of DIY and low budget. So you get a piece of paper, you draw on it, you put whatever you want on it, whether it's your photography zine and you're showcasing your photography skills, or you're making a political statement with a satire zine, or you're just having fun making a sci-fi superhero comic or something, and then you put it on a photocopier and you make 100 copies and you hand them out to your friends or sell them or whatever. I think it's one of the most accessible ways to make and distribute art, I think, ever. And the fact that more people don't know about it is kind of sad. So I love being here, showing people a tool, a medium that they can use to express themselves and just have fun during 2020, especially. So
yeah, so like I totally agree with that. I feel it's like the most indie self-publishing method out there. So it's you want to get your stuff out to the people. All you need just a pencil, some paper. Maybe if you want to like collage some stuff, some scrap pieces of paper, but like it's really bare bones, and like you can express yourself however you want and get your stuff out however you want. It's pretty cool. Like you can like I was doing some zines with some friends a while back, and like one of them, she was part of like a mailing group where they would mail zines and trade them back and forth with each other. So it's like really cool what you can do with them. So
yeah, there's a huge collection of artists, obviously, in Norfolk and in the surrounding area. Like, there's zines everywhere. There's so many artists that are just making zines that are available just in people's backyards and they don't even know about it. It's so crazy. I have a couple of examples, right? So I use a zine by Greg Steele. It's a real simple. Take a piece of paper, cut it in half, and then staple it together, and you have a 4-page comic. It's his review of the Batman versus Superman movie. Spoilers, he didn't really like it, but and then this is like another type of zine. It's like a little bit smaller, but once you open it, there's more real estate. I think there's like 6 or 7 interior pages. So you have like a tiny mini comic. So I think the first thing we should do is kind of take blank pieces of paper so people at home can grab a piece of computer paper real quick and start making some zines with us. So I'll take my scissors and take these 2 pieces of paper and show you how to make each one. Again, this one's like about a 4-page bigger zine, and then this one's really front and back cover 8-page smaller zine. So. All right, first one, you take your piece of paper and a pair of scissors, and you're going to cut it right down the middle on the 8.5. I guess on the 11-inch side, so you're making an 8.5-inch cut.
So landscape side, and then cut it in half that way.
Yeah. And you can just fold it in half, and there you go. There's your zine. You just got to throw a staple in there, and you've made your own little magazine or comic. And the other way is a little more complicated. So if you don't feel like rising to the challenge, that's fine. There's totally no shame in doing the easy one. But so the first thing you have to do is you're going to fold it in half this way. Or sorry, hot dog style, I guess. You're going to end up doing both, so it doesn't matter which one you do first. And I know I'm kind of a perfectionist, but the more perfect you get it, I think the better it looks. So taking the time to get the edges all lined up is worth it. All right, so you do it hot dog style, you open it back up, and then you're going to fold it in half hamburger style. So you're folding it both ways. All right, so on that fold that you just made, you're going to fold each half back into the center. So make sure the edge of that paper lines up with the center line that you just made, and then do it again on the other side. So you're folding it into quarters that way. And again, making the edges line up is going to be worth your time. So now you have your 8 panels, but there's one more thing you got to do before you start folding it up. Excuse me. So you're going to fold it in half the hamburger way again, and you're going to make a small incision right here in the middle. So it'd be right along this line here, and you're going to go from the bottom to halfway to that line that we folded in there. Again, you're only cutting halfway up. Now you can unfold your piece of paper again. And the way you actually assemble your zine is you fold it hot dog style, and then you're going to push the 2 sides that you have together to make like a diamond in the middle, and then push it all the way. Now you have your four pages here, and then you just kind of fold it into a book. Once you're done making it perfect, you can start drawing. And then the beauty of this style is when you have your zine fully drawn and you're ready to make copies, it's all on one half of the paper. You just throw it on a photocopier, and then all you have to do is really cut the 100 copies you made. But So yeah, you're ready to go. So now we can start making our zines. You have your front cover, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interior pages, and then you can throw your information on the back so people can kind of recognize your work a little bit. So Cory, what are you trying to draw today?
So I wasn't entirely sure. So one thing, like when I'm not entirely sure and I want to like come up with something, I sort of go with like a random decision. So
Okay.
you go online, or even if you can just like make a list of like things too. So like basically like sort of a random selection sort of thing. So like if you go online, like type in like story generator or story ideas, you'll like get like a whole bunch of different links for like different story prompts and stuff that you can use. Or if you have like a general sort of idea of things that you like to draw, but you're not really sure, like for example, I like drawing frogs. I like drawing elves. Elves are cool, and I like drawing superheroes. So
Who doesn't? Yeah.
yeah. So we have 3 things there. So like something you could do if you wanted to like determine which one you could do, you could like roll a dice. If you don't have like dice, you can look up
Flip a coin
like, die
or-
generator.
Yeah, that's true.
And let's see, what is my dice generator gonna so I'm gonna assign them. Frog is 1 and 2, elf is 3 and 4, and superhero is 5 and 6. So let's roll a d6. What do we got?
Spoken like a true nerd.
Yeah. I mean, rolling dice is fun. Ooh, cool. Okay, so I got a 3. So yeah, so I'm gonna be making a little mini comic about an elf, which is cool. I have like an elf original character that like I have done many comics about in the past. So we'll draw a comic about her. So yeah.
All right. Well, we're making Arya the Elf comics today.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
All right. I'm excited. I love working on zines, obviously. And then we drew like a collaborative, like one page per person comic about your character. I love drawing it. It was so much fun. I think I'm just going to do, with your permission, of course, that same character just in this little zine.
Yeah, cool. And you haven't seen like the ones that like a lot of the other
No.
members of the group worked on. So like we're gonna show that towards the end.
Okay.
Came up with some fun stuff. So it'll be cool to see everybody's different take on it.
Why don't you tell us about Arya, your character?
So this is a character that I came up with a couple years ago. I was doing a webcomic on DeviantArt. So if you don't know what DeviantArt is, it's basically a website where you can like post your art, your comics. You can even post like writing up there. They have like a pretty decent like poetry section and stuff. It's a very diverse community. There's a lot of different like type of art. There's like fan art. There's like traditional art. There's a lot of digital art. But yeah, I used to post like a comic that I had up there. It was a sort of actiony fantasy comic, and Arya was one of the protagonists. So yeah, so she would like she had like sort of some light magical powers, and she was sort of a graceful character, like to jump around, do flips.
Like an acrobat. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you said she's like an adventurer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have her going into everyone's favorite place to adventure, into a dungeon. So I'm using a photo-free blue. So whenever you're making photocopies, the blue actually won't show up. So it's if you're making zines and you don't want to use just pencil. You want to kind of dive into your inks or whatever colors. Erasing pencil is going to be kind of troublesome part of the process. So I like to use this just to throw down like a wireframe, like a loose skeletal structure of the poses that I'll be drawing in the blue. So if I make copies of it, it doesn't really show up. And I personally am not a very good inker, so I want to challenge myself today and just use all the ink that I can. Everything's going to be dark and black and just full of ink. That's my goal for today. So I'm going to start off with just the character with a torch, because that's what you do when you're adventuring. And then she has her trusty boomerang, obviously. And then really draw the cave. And have it some crazy fantasy landscape.
For me, I am taking the opposite approach. I started with the cover, and I was like, let me draw just Arya, and then I will determine what she's going to do. And I was like, she's gonna go shopping. So yeah, so yeah,
Go shopping.
You're drawing adventuring, and then adventurers need to shop as well. So like you gotta get to that adventurers market and get some good
adventurers market. I love
it.
That's awesome. You get the loot, and then you gotta have someone to spend your loot. So shopping spree.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, and then what's gonna put out this torch? We'll have like some dripping nonsense here, so everything's wet for no reason. And then a big drop of something. It's just gonna plop onto the torch. And so if you're at home and you're tuning in, obviously thank you for tuning in. But then if you're not making a zine right now, you're messing up, because this is a lot of fun. So you're not too bad of an artist. You can never be too bad of an artist to have fun, and then two, make a zine, because like there's no secret to cartooning or drawing at all. If you're having a good time, that's what zines are all about. So I highly encourage everybody to grab a piece of computer paper if you can find it, maybe some junk mail, something, and just get to work, because we're all stuck inside. This is a really great outlet for just getting whatever you want on paper. I guess that's the first step of writing in general, but in making a zine, you have to choose like what you're going to say, because you don't have a lot of space here to to figure it out. You got to kind of know going in. So if you want to, express how you feel about, a certain piece, like a movie or a piece of art that you're a fan of, and you just want to make like a fan zine, those are pretty popular. They started off as fan zines back in the 30s. People would draw sci-fi fanzines. They're pretty cool if you Google them. But yeah, the people would just draw crazy aliens, monsters, just general Buck Rogers like spacemen, because the genre was just so huge. And then like in the 70s, people started making like political statements with zines. They were pretty punk. And then they kind of died, obviously, because of the internet. So people started making memes instead of zines, I guess. But yeah, I feel like there's just too much internet right now. So getting off the phone and just drawing is just so much fun.
And another like recommendation, I have a friend that she does like sort of collage style zines. So like if you have like any Layden was saying, any like junk mail or like any old picture books or comic books or just even regular books that you're not using, you can like go through them, cut some stuff out of them, and make a zine out of that. Like one time, we made like a sort of a blackout poetry one where you took like pages out of a novel and then just took a Sharpie and then blacked out all the words that you didn't want to use, and then kept a couple words that you liked, and you came up with like a random sort of poem sort of out of it. So
oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the book I had was like it was some vampire book, so it was so like my it was like it was really funny. It was something about it was like kind of like faux deep, like, oh, the guy likes blood and money, and so it was kind of funny to me. But you can like do the same thing, like if you have like comics you don't like or picture books, like
oh yeah, absolutely,
cut out like some images and paste them all together, make cool stuff out of that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be just drawing. You can do like scrapbooking essentially, and just kind of cut and paste your own thing. Like all the punk scenes do that. They just take magazine letters and make like serial killer looking text to make a statement and stuff. So yeah, there's no wrong way to do this. It's really what it's all about. If you have like a crazy artistic idea that you just don't know if it would work on paper, just do it right now. Just try it. All right, so in the cave, something wet kind of extinguishes her torch, and then she finds out it's a big, drooling, hungry dragon that breathes fire and lights up the next panel. Pretty exciting. I figured you have a dungeon, might as well have a freaking dragon. So
yeah,
it's right there. And then you gotta show how small she is for reference, or else the dragon's not scary. Oh, and what stuff does she have in her satchel?
She has boomerangs, some potions, grappling hook, and like some maps.
Maps, okay. Kind of wrote myself into a corner here. All right, she has potion, right? So she's going to use a shrinking potion and shrink the dragon. I'll have to add another panel here.
So for mine, she's on her merry way, walking, sees a random sign in the bushes talking about a sale. She's like, cool. New books, new potion, new boomerang. So
New boomerang.
you never have too many boomerangs. So
There's always seemingly ever improving equipment in any fantasy universe.
yeah.
There's always something better than what you got.
Yeah, it's like a +3 boomerang. So
All We got a little baby dragon down here, which is just as old as the previous dragon, but just a little smaller. Got shrunk down. All right, cool. Make them ready. Start. Outlines. Talk about how elf ears vary in length, like greatly in different fantasy universes. It's like I feel like Will Ferrell elf regular ears, like 100% not an elf, and then it goes up to like magic or oh gosh, what else has really long ears?
Is it Warcraft that has like the really
Warcraft with the giant ears?
the like antennas? It's very...
It's got to be something in between, honestly. But this is how long my elf ears are.
Yeah. About the same as mine, I think.
Okay. Maybe they like change in size depending on, I don't know, mood or temperature, humidity or something. Who knows? I'm not an elf. I don't really know. But all right, I'll throw some braids up in her. Okay. What's the symbol in like the center, like the curve out of her boomerang? There's like a spiral.
Like a spiral. I was like,
yeah. Is that like mean anything in the lore of Arya's world?
Not really. I was really just thinking like, oh, it's a boomerang and it makes people dizzy.
It's their cartoon eyes after she whacks them with it. That's funny. I like that. The dizziness of her enemies. I like it. Is it just Cory and me drawing? Are you drawing in there? We got a third zine going in here? Or no? Just the two?
I am over here somewhat zining on behalf of the Muse.
Let's see it.
Okay, it's so funny you were talking about the blackout poetry because I have mediocre drawing skills at best, but I went for the blackout right away.
Nice.
Great minds, I guess. And I found a lovely ish in this magazine. I have the Writer's Chronicle and Real Simple. So that's my current material.
Cool.
Are you going for anything particular, or are you just kind of seeing what fate brings your way?
I am seeing what the Writer's Chronicle and Real Simple, what they're saying.
Cool.
You know what? Creativity.
Awesome.
Strikes from anywhere, including from an article called Solutions for Every Closet.
There you go. There's solutions in there. So
I don't know. My class is pretty hopeless. Honestly.
Oh boy, I've got something for you.
I'm just, sure you do. The final product or whatever, are you going for anything like you're trying to like say like a message, or you're trying to like make it look a certain way? Like
It's going to end up pretty collage-y, and I think generally when I've made collages in the past, I never go for anything in particular, so it either works out or it doesn't, but I will keep y'all posted.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just like so much more a writer than an artist. I'm always worried about where the story's going more than any of the art.
I am more artist than writer because I am sort of well, I guess the term, like I've heard this used before, the pantser, like the writers that write by the seat of their pants. So like I am on panel number 3, and I was like, okay, she's gonna go to the store, and the store is run by a cat. So
of course.
So yeah, so let's see where this adventure
That's
takes.
awesome. Yeah, I felt like I was flying by the seat of my pants when I didn't know how she was going to defeat the dragon. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out. Very much when we play like Dungeons and Dragons, I'm definitely like the dungeon master. I have everything planned out. Everything's got to be like, nothing left to chance, and then the players always mess it up. So. All right, so. I'm definitely stealing all of these, what's it called? All these visual cues from like the Mines of Moria from Lord of the Rings from the film. Just totally ripping it off.
Or what's the word? Homaging it.
No, yeah, of course, obviously, yes. It's a huge inspiration on this piece. I think it's how you say that without getting in trouble. All right, stairs are wet. These slippery stairs are scaring me, man. I'm so clumsy, I would just fall off. I would die in this dungeon for sure. No doubt about it. I'm gonna go for that big black Sharpie. I'm going for it. I'm really glad that did not bleed through the other side. So there's like 2 pieces of paper essentially.
Oh, that's good that didn't bleed.
Yeah. That's one of the unintended advantages of this type of zine. No bleed through. The more you know. Yeah, there's some up here too. Sarah, is there a place if people are tuning in, they can like share their zine when they're done? Like, is there like a Muse like forum or anything, like a community hub?
Yeah, so if anyone is watching this live, they are either on our website or on the YouTube live stream. And if you are on the website, you can click through to the live stream, and I think in the comments, let us know if you're working on anything. And there's also a Facebook event.
Oh,
So if people head over to the Facebook event, you're welcome to post photos of what you're working on in the event. And even if you are not watching this live, if you're watching this after the fact recorded and you get inspired, feel free to share your work with us.
Yeah, I definitely want to see people that didn't know like what scenes were and then heard Cory and I just kind of just explain them in like 5 seconds and then make their own thing. Definitely want to see this. It's just so cool. I don't think I've ever used this giant bold pen before. I think it's my first time using it.
It's good for getting some shade in there.
Yeah, that's the dark cave so far.
Nice.
It is very dark. Very scary. And while we're talking about fantasy stuff, why are people throwing good loot in these deep dark caves? Who's doing these things? Who's taking these awesome swords and boomerangs and just like, you know what, I'm gonna go down in this scary cave, past this dragon, just put it in a box. Who's doing this?
That is the age-old question.
It's ridiculous. Like, how is this stuff getting down there?
So,
What you got so far?
we have got Arya in the shop talking to the cat retailer.
Yep.
I am.
There's a pun there somewhere. I'm gonna try to
There
think.
is, and I know there is, and I can't think of it. And I'm like,
it's like a meowchant instead of a merchant. It's like a meowchant. I don't know. That's a stretch.
Yeah,
We'll workshop it a little bit. That's kind of terrible. It's fine. All right. One scary cave. All right, on to the next thing. Oh, and she has silver hair too, so I'm gonna throw this silver Sharpie on there. Hopefully it looks cool. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Moving on. Yep. As I continue to mess with it after I said I'm moving on. Okay. Time and feeling. There we go. Okay. don't know if that works, but we're done with it, so it's gonna have to work. Use this all black one again. I don't want to get this table and stuff. So I'll put this table in. And this is the first image I thought of when I thought of doing all the inks and stuff, was just the lights going out and just her eyeballs, like wide and concerned, just opened up, and everything else black.
It is like one of the cool things about like even if you just have like a marker and a pencil, you can like create like some shadows and some contrast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And change things up a bit, making your background black and just brings everything else into contrast. So.
Yeah, there's like so much like problem solving when you're doing zines, because like one, you can like mess up and then you have to like figure it out. But there's like so much you can do with, you know, the medium of just a pen and paper, and there's also some limitations. You have to like kind of get creative. So I love zines because people kind of just do whatever and see what works, and when they find new stuff that works, it's like pretty crazy. Did the audio just go out? Am I crazy?
Oh, no, I can still hear you.
Okay. Guess it was just real quiet. All right, so I want to have some crazy eyes going on. And then I'll do some hatching around the eyes. This is crazy for for my style. I would never do this. If it was not a zine, I would not be doing this right now. This is too much ink. I like nice bold outlines and then just like really colorful. Not an anchor in any respect. This is a little tighter. There we go. Excellent. I'm gonna put one word or two, I guess, depending who you ask. Uh-oh. All right, that's kind of what I was going for with this guy.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky.
All right, now I gotta draw a dragon. Really bit off more than I can chew. This is a lot of drawing. All right, so for For satchel goes front, left shoulder. But we're looking at the back. It goes this way. Okay, dragon time. Man, I hope this dragon is scary, or this story's gonna suck. Gotta add like some venom teeth or something from the Spider-Man. Big old teeth. Throw some consummate bees on here. Big beefy arms, trogdor. Am I the only one that shakes the table when they draw? Like when they're doing lines and stuff?
I whenever racing, like I go.
Yeah, my girlfriend makes fun of me all the time for it. She's like, you don't have to be so aggressive. I'm like, it's a dragon. I have to. Okay. And then these guys. The color for the flames. I guess for the dragon himself too. He's kind of the focal point. Are dragons really evil though? Like, come on. Like, we've all seen How to Train Your Dragon. Those dragons are nice dragons. You don't have to kill every monster.
They are pretty radical. And
Yeah. Who's to say the humans aren't the bad guys? Or the elves or whatever.
worlds with dragon riding are awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then you really get to showcase how terrible people are sometimes. When the dragon has the moral high ground, you know you messed up. All right. That was pretty good. For like 5 minutes. And then the theme of this is that everything else is black. So I'm gonna keep doing it. It is dark in this cave. I guess the good thing about making everything dark and black with inks and stuff is if the dragon was too fat, I can kind of slim him down with just the black.
There you go. That contour lighting.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, man.
So I've decided that she's gonna go to the cat and he's gonna be selling potions and boats and whatnot, but she's gonna decide to buy the cat. So
She's buying the cat. That's funny. Oh man. I love it. That's the ground. I'm pretty sure health potions are just coffee. Like they just have flavored coffee beans and in fantasy universes, they're just drinking blue coffee and stuff.
They have blue milk in Star Wars. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just a blue latte as far as I'm concerned. So what would be like the most useful type of potions to have for an adventure? Besides a health potion, obviously, it's too easy. You got like a mana potion if you're like doing magic or whatever.
yeah, mana potion, maybe an attract or repel monster.
Yeah, that's pretty effective.
Just like some monster spray and
Like a shark repellent. Oh man, that's funny. I guess there's always like some witch or whatever always has like some brew that does something crazy, like turns her into a young woman, I guess, or something. I don't know. That's always what witches are trying to do is look younger.
Shape-shifting potions. Those are
Shapeshifter, yeah. Or like the witch is like secretly a dragon and she has to drink the potion to stay an old woman. No. There's not a lot of potions now that I'm trying to think about it. It was like the
like something I read that had like a luck potion in it.
luck potion, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, Harry Potter has that too. Liquid luck or whatever. I guess there's always like the Molotov cocktail potion that's just literally like a flammable substance in a glass bottle.
Some good exploding potions.
Okay, that didn't really work, so we're gonna change that a little bit. That's better. Okay. All right, give this potion some color. And I have 2 colors, so I'm gonna pick this one. I only brought these guys with me. They're like I don't know. I use them for, like when I'm doing black and white art, I like to use these 2 colors, like the beige and kind of like reddish one. Just add like shadows and stuff without inks. I guess they're like a crutch. Just a little color shading. All right, last panel. So we got text first. Bubbly question mark. It's fun. And then always have a shrinking potion. In your inventory. That's the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
So I found when doing comics like digitally, doing lettering in the pencils phase to help you with like composition is like super important. But then you can just definitely just throw them over your art after. But like when doing zines, like you have to do lettering first. Probably should have said that at the beginning of the video. I'm sorry, everyone. I messed that up, but yeah, like it's almost not even an option. Like I got away with doing this one because I thought of it after the fact, but you have to do that. And then always write your words out and then put the bubbles around them. So you're not trying to squeeze them into the bubble that you've grossly underestimated how large your handwriting is.
Yeah, definitely word balloons after the words.
Yes, 100%. It turns into that John Mulaney sketch about the birthday card. Start messing up your words. Okay. Okay. And then inexplicably, there's more light in the cave, but don't think about it too hard. Just don't worry about it. I'm sure something's on fire. That's why there's some light. There's always something that like doesn't make sense in a fantasy universe. Like never it gets addressed. Like ever. Like if you start to think about like the universe in the movie Cars, like it just doesn't make any sense. Like there's no headcanon that can save that fantasy. It just does not work.
A lot of people have tried, but yeah.
not every fantasy universe is Cars, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. I gotta save this hair. She's having a bad hair day right now. I guess adventurers probably have bad hair days all the time.
One of the things I feel like adventuring is probably not really super glamorous.
Yeah. Everyone looks like Tomb Raider, not from the old movies, but like from the new one where they're just covered in dirt.
Yeah.
And they've broken multiple bones. Yeah. Not glamorous. That's why I always love the movies that have like the the highborn elf or like the princess or whatever that goes on the adventure, and then you have the dwarf that's like eating an animal that he just killed or something, and then she's all grossed out. Super funny. Okay, I'm almost done on the last page here.
Cool. I am likewise almost finished.
Okay, cool. I'm usually pretty slow, so I'm glad I'm not super far behind. Okay. Oh yeah, she has those funky shoes, huh? It looks like she has like spats on. Or no, not spats. Yeah, is it spats?
Yeah. So yeah.
The things that go under your shoes or whatever.
What is fashion? That's the question.
Fantasy
like,
fashion.
in my like original like version, like she was like barefoot, and then I was like, well, if she's adventuring all the time, she needs shoes. But like I really liked like the style, so I was like, her shoes look like spats for some reason.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
Yeah, she has like white shoes and then just like a black extension of her pants that goes under the arch of her foot is the only real way I could like describe it. But it looks cool though.
Fantasy clothes don't have to make sense too. So that's
look at Star Wars. That their fashion is just garbage. It does not look cool.
I just enjoy Final Fantasy games so much.
Oh yeah.
You could have an outfit with 7 belts. It's great. Doesn't matter. Even if like the belt doesn't actually do anything. It's cool.
There are no rules in zines or Final Fantasy.
Sure. You can draw as many belts as you want, or as few belts as you want. It's up to you.
Among other rules, yes. The belt rule. All right. Let's get shading. Gosh. Oh no, it looks like she has fishnets on. I have to change it right now. Oh god. Cross hatching on pants. Be careful, people. It's a dangerous game. There we go. That's a lot better. Oh my gosh. Just save the day. Thanks to everybody who is tuning in and hanging out with us and making zines. It's super cool that people are taking time off of their quarantine or whatever to make zines with us. It's so awesome. There's kind of like the game store and like comic book stores. Like the whole community is kind of just at home, and we haven't been able to get together and talk about art or movies or anything. So it's cool that people can hang out online and talk about stuff like that.
The technology is awesome for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for sharing this with us. Also, for anyone who's watching and is completely awed and somewhat intimidated by their wonderful artistic skills, I'd like to show you what I've done so far. Someone who's not a visual artist. Okay. So I just finished my serial killer letters.
Yeah.
It's art-ish. And I've just been pasting in the cool things that I found in Real Simple and Writer's Chronicle. So found a tiger and at someone's feet, I think, standing by the tiger tile. I think it's a tile. And then I wrote, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. So here we are.
That is zines in a nutshell.
I mean, that's what I was thinking the majority of the way through too.
Yeah. I just wrote it out because I don't know. That's my most comfortable medium is writing. So I decided to write out that I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And we've got a Black Hat poem that has poetry, ? And then y'all inspired me with talking about using dark space, but then my Sharpie ran out of ink. So there's some scribbles.
I have an extra Sharpie if you need one.
Oh, I'm good. It's art,
Yeah.
And then there's more collage. I don't think this would be very good to photocopy on both an artistic and technical level, because there's a lot of magazine pages in it.
I think that's kind of also one of the appeals of zines is no one I think would make an artistic choice to make something lo-fi in like a really high resolution medium. So like this is Greg Steele's zine, right? So he has like a piece of lined notebook paper that he's put onto his zine as a way of like getting it on there. And then he's even like photocopied his ticket stub saying, hey, I went and saw Batman versus Superman. Here's proof. So it's like, yeah, like the Xerox adds like an unexpected artistic element. So I think honestly, like if any medium demands that you photocopy magazine print, it's this one.
That's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the appeal is there's no wrong way to do it. There's no imperfections. That's all part of it. And it's probably super punk rock to have, magazine letters in there. So
I don't know. I cut out half the sentence. It has an S and an ampersand, and then hand wrote on a magazine page. Is this considered a pun?
I would say yes, because I immediately thought of Stan. So.
Stan, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a particularly clever one, but it was sitting right there, and now it's in my zine.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
Pro tip for those who are not as adept at drawing dragons: find puns in magazines and stick them in there. That's what I've learned about zines today.
Cool.
Heck yeah. I love it. I made
All right,
this
so
little baby
we
dragon.
have about 12 minutes left. Do y'all have anything you'd like to show that's not magazine puns?
Sure. I just finished my zine here. So oh yeah, go ahead. Feel free.
Yeah. So let's see. Let me figure out which camera would be best. Probably this one. So here we
That's
go.
good.
Aria goes shopping, and let's see. So yeah. So she sees all these awesome signs for sales. She's like, what can I buy? I could buy Ocean, Boomerang, book with an eyeball on it. Everybody loves those. If they're running to the store, the store is run by a cute cat. And she's like, what should I buy? And she gets a cat. And the cat's like, I'm not for sale. And she's like, cute cat like you is priceless. And then they are chilling in the field. So yeah, so there we go.
Nice. I'm just finishing that cover right now. So here's my zine. I have yet to do a cover, obviously. I'll do it, I promise. But Aria the elf, obviously created by Cory and then drawn by me. So here she is going into a dungeon
Cool.
with a torch, and it's super spooky and everything's dripping wet, including the stairs. And she's kind of dwarfed by the enormity of it. And then one of those water droplets hits her torch, and it goes dark, only to be scared by a super bright fire-breathing dragon. And then up here she throws a potion at it, and then always have a shrinking potion in your inventory. And there's a cute little baby dragon that's very confused about why everything's so big.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's a cute dragon and a cute cat. Like these are happy. I like that.
I feel like she's just collecting pets at this point. It's a good goal to have.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. And Cory, did you have something you were going to share with us?
Yeah. Like I believe we mentioned it earlier. We're part of like the 757 comic and cartoon creator group, and normally we would meet like here at the Muse like twice a month. Currently we are not, we're social distancing, but we're still keeping in touch online. And we're doing sort of a jam comic. I sort of was like, hey, we should do like a comic, and here's some of the results. Basically, I like gave everybody like some ideas, some prompts. I was like, hey, why don't you draw like a little comic about this elf, and we'll see what everybody gets. So I'm gonna share the screen and show you what everybody did. Let's see. Okay. Is it up there?
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay, so this first one is by me. Basically, so Arya, she's climbing those mountains, she has her key, and her key gets swiped by a crow. And here's Layden's. Nothing my trusty grappling hook can't handle. You got the crow. Reach the end of my rope. Where's the key? No, you don't. Just tie this rope around this branch real quick, and voila.
Yeah, my prompt was ninja, so I wanted to draw the ninja.
Which came out really cool, I think. So like, and she's using all her equipment to like take out that ninja. It's really cool. So this next one is by let's see, there we go. This is by one of the group members, Sarah Glazer. Her prompt, let's see which one she went with, two. So she was like, I'm gonna do wizard and princess. So the wizard, of course, tells her that she can't pass unless she passed her spell quiz. And,
There's an homage right there for sure.
yeah. Get that Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the princess stealing the gem. And something magical is coming out of the gem. So then the next page, I know the member, his name's Eric. He has, out of the gem came a lizard. It's no ordinary reptile. It's wizard lizard.
Oh no, her arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Wizard lizard.
Then the next comic is by Kristen. She also she teaches some classes here at the Muse, so maybe you might have heard of her. She's pretty cool. And her comic, her prompt was mermaid. So she like Arya's going under sea, getting the key from the mermaid, but that mermaid can't trust him.
Can't trust mermaids.
Then the last comic. So another member, his prompt was skeletons. So Arya is fighting some spooky, scary skeletons, and it's really cool. So, yeah,
Those are rad.
yeah. I think it came out like really cool. Just like everybody like sort of had like the same basic prompt, like doing a comic about an elf girl, but like everybody like took it in like a completely different direction. So like it's really cool like seeing like because everyone has like their own style, and even if you don't think you have an art style, you have an art style, and it's great.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's what I have to share. So.
Awesome, thank you. And if people are interested in 757 comic and cartoon creators, how can they find you or join you?
So we have a Facebook group that you can join, 757 comic cartoon creators. You can find us up there. We're currently not meeting in person, but you can like certainly join the group, chat with us online. Everybody's sort of doing their own thing right now, but everybody's we're still pretty active online. So like if you want to reach out to the group, if you have artwork and you're looking for like some feedback, or you just want to meet other artists in the area. Also, another member of our group, Manuel Carmona, he is promoting indie comic artists all month long. So You can also find his information up there if you want to like support any indie creators. There's a lot of members in the group that like self-published and doing their thing. So definitely support indie creators. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. It was wonderful having y'all here, and it was a wonderful creative break and a great way to spend a Saturday afternoon. On behalf of the Muse Writers Center, thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in. It's really a joy to be able to share art and learn new things with people from all over. And send us your zines if you've made one. Feel free to post in the Facebook event. We'd love to see what you've made, even if you're making a zine after the fact. If you would like to donate to the Muse and support us, or if you'd like to become a sponsor for the Diversity 2020 series, again, click the link in the event description or go to our website at the-muse.org. The next event in the series is a storytelling night at 7 p.m. on Friday, November 13th, so be sure to check it out. And be sure to take a peek at the artist websites and Facebook events. If you're interested in the Muse's upcoming classes or workshops, head over to the-muse.org. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and take care, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye, guys.